Hello everyone, this is Faye Renee. Welcome back to Reviews with Faye Renee. Today we are going to review Summer of Soul, or When the Revolution Was Not Televised. Y'all remember those words from the famous poet Gil Scott-Heron? When the revolution comes, the revolution will not be televised. No truer words could have been spoken. Summer of Soul is about that famous Harlem Cultural Festival that took place back in the summer of 1969 in Mount Morris Park. Now that park is better known as Marcus Garvey Park. And the festival lasted 6 weeks. Now, this Black Cultural Festival sort of became known as the Black Woodstock because Woodstock also took place that same summer of 69. Oh my God, it's hot out here. Guess what? But that means this is a good time to tell you. If you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Hit the red subscribe button below, check the little bell once, and you will be reminded every time I drop a new, funny, powerful, crazy, super unconventional video. So let's do this. Summer of Soul. Summer of Soul was directed by Amir Questlove Thompson, better known in the industry as Questlove. It was produced by Robert Froyland, hard to say his name, who acquired the original television and film rights from the original producer, Harold Toljan. After its restoration, Summer of Soul premiered at the 2021 Sundance Film Festival, and it has garnered a couple of awards from that. It was released on January 28th. Now, it's been released to the public through Hulu and the General Cinema Theaters this past weekend into June. So, after I saw Summer of Soul, I was so excited and agitated and a little bit angry all at once. Man, lots of emotions because I could not understand why. Why would you keep a valuable cultural piece of film 50 years in your basement? This was some very important footage. I just don't know why it was, I don't know if it was hidden away, it was just stored there. They say that Harold Toljan says he just stored it there. And I still wonder why. Anyway, so this is how it went down. After the 1968 riots, after multiple deaths of many Black leaders, Malcolm X, King, President Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy, we're now into the latter part of the late 60s, and there's a lot of tension, especially in the inner cities. Black Americans began to turn away from the peaceful notions of Dr. King, because Dr. King was gone now. And they began to think in a more radical mindset, as you will see in the video, with the afros, with the Black Power fists, and saying you're Black and you're proud of it. And Mr. Nice Guy Negro was put to rest. And in 1969, this change was taking place not just in America, but all over the world. That's why the decade of the 60s definitely was the decade of change. And at this time, there was this dichotic moment. You had, on the one hand, Black inner city communities being flooded with drugs, police brutality on the rise, unemployment in Black and brown areas way up, no jobs, poor education. And then on the other hand, the media is blasting constantly about America is poised to land the first man on the moon. Whew. That's about the time when concert promoter Tony Lawrence got together with New York City's Parks Department and got approval to organize free summer concerts for the Harlem neighborhood in Harlem Park. Now it's known as Marcus Garvey Park. And this concert was set to be filmed by that one said Al Tushin, the same guy that took the footage, this great film, and stored it in his basement in Westchester for 50 years. As Reverend Jesse Jackson says in the film, this concert was poised to give the people something to appease them, and put it in my words, to deter them from having another riot in 1969, as they had just gone through some terrible riots, epic riots of 1968. More backdrop stuff. So New York City said, okay, we hear that the parks approved for you to have this concert, but we're not going to allow no police presence. Okay? We're not going to have no police there to help you out. And you know what? The Black Panthers said, no problem, we got this. Boom. So the Black Panthers showed up and showed out. No. So the Black Panthers showed up. They provided police protection. And guess what? New York sent some cops too. In the film footage, you will see police dressed in blue uniform littered throughout the park, as well as you will see the Black Panthers, some of them in their full Black Panther fare, dressed all black, with the notable black beret. And some of them were in plain clothes. And the thing that was really cool, everybody, including the Black Panthers and the police that were there, were joining in the crowd and celebrating, and everybody had a good time. There was not one incident reported that I read about. So Summer of Soul concert in Harlem Park did take place in 1969, and it was a phenomenal hit. Here's the kicker about all that. While I wasn't actually there, I was a very young Black girl, and I was very astute about what was going on in the world. And I'm very familiar with large Black gatherings, concerts, and parks. And for the most part, Black people in a setting like that are very peaceful. This historic filming revealed so much about Black culture in America. You will see many family units, from grandparents to teenagers to young kids to babies, to food vendors, popcorn dealers and sellers and toy sellers and balloons, all peaceful. Most importantly, you're going to witness how happy and joyous and uplifted the spirits were of the people that attended the concerts. And this so soon after the Kennedy and King assassinations. You're also going to witness how intelligently they spoke when they were queried by roving reporters on news items of the day. I was very impressed, but honestly, this is something that many, many Black people already know, and sad to say, many others don't. So I'm back to the question of why. Why was this great film footage with all these great effects left in someone's basement for 50 years? Because we can see clearly today how people are sorely in need to be educated in Black culture. This concert film represents the very core of the best of Black culture, Black family, Black unity, and Black pride. In every way, from the foods to the vendors to the crowds to the stage. It was all there. And the talent, oh my God, words cannot express the level of amazing talent on that stage, off the chain, with greats like B.B. King, Sly and the Family Stone, a young Stevie Wonder. Y'all, I'm telling you, a 19-year-old Gladys Knight and the Pips, a beautiful, young, gifted Nina Simone, David Ruffin of the Temptations. I mean, the talent was ridiculous. They even had the one and only great, never to be duplicated talent in this life, Mahalia Jackson. Yes, they did. And they also had Chicago's very own Pop and Mavis Staples with the Staple Singers. Whew. Then to top it off, yeah, there's a whole lot more. They had great gospel headliners like Edwin Hawkins Choir. It was beautiful. People was getting happy and stuff. And they narrated and explained that too. This film was a great cultural find. They talked about everything about Black folks. And speaking from time to time as a narrator, or they were actually there, or people like Jesse Jackson Sr., Moms Mabley, Red Fox, God, and a whole lot of others. Just great. I mean, the list of positive influencers for Black people in the world had my heart filled with joy. It was too much, way too much. So it goes without saying that Summer of Soul is a must-see. It is so good and so entertaining. However, more than that, this film represents a vital Black American educational tool of our culture. I think everyone should see it, especially our youth and especially Black youth. People need to learn more about their own heritage, and others need to learn more about our heritage. They need to know how far we've come, who we are, and what it means. Finally, at the end of Summer of Soul, it got a rousing applause from the audience in the theater. Some people even stood up. I stood as I gave thanks for this cultural gem that had finally been released for the entire world to see. However, I only found a few tiny flaws in Questlove's production of this Summer of Soul concert. And that was with some of the narration. Towards the end of the film, the narrator said that Tolshin or whomever shot the film and nobody wanted to see it. Nobody cared about the Black concert in Harlem of 1969. Nobody cared. Okay. I believe that statement is a false narrative. I believe the narrator should have worded it this way, that nobody that was empowered to put this film out in the public's eye was brave enough to do it. That's what I believe. Because guess what? We were interested in that film. We were then as we are now. We're interested in this cultural find. We were undoubtedly interested. Believe that. And by their own estimates in the film, they said over 300,000 people came to the concerts, and that's just an estimate. So you got 300,000 people right there. So what do you mean nobody was interested? That word, think about that. Nobody? So 300,000 people are nobody. Okay. So all you filmmakers and producers out there, listen up. We are very interested in hidden gems, particularly hidden Black historical gems. But we didn't know. We, the people, have always cared. But once again, we didn't know. It was kept away from us. And once again, we didn't know. Hey, y'all. So when you know better, you do better, right? So now we know. Summer of Soul is a don't miss. Get your butt down there. Get to the theater to see Summer of Soul, or when the revolution was not televised, right away. Take your kids, take your entire family, take your grandma, take your co-workers, everybody. It's so enjoyable. It's wonderful. And just think, you get the education all at the same time. Like I said, it's a don't miss. It is definitely an Oscar-worthy performance and production. It's probably going to win Best Documentary. Right now, it's the best one so far this year. I give Summer of Soul a 4.5 out of 5. So if you do go and see Summer of Soul, please let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And if you like this video, subscribe to my channel and hit that blue like button. That's it. That's all. Check you next week. This is Faye Renee. La-la. You know, my takeaway from the film was Nina Simone, that one line. To be young, gifted, and Black. That's where it's at. That is where it's at. Young people, get your butt down to that show and learn something.